Alright guys, today I am bringing you a Tenpai Dragon Dragon Ruler deck profile. I've had a couple of people asking me about this, so I wanted to make a deck list for it. This is probably going to be the deck list that I bring, well not the deck list, but the deck that I bring to YCS Columbus, happening in May. It is not going to be the card for card that I bring for this event. Because I am waiting on a couple cards to arrive in the mail, and I'll get to those later. But I've been having a lot of fun with this deck. I've been playing it in person for a little bit, and I think it's got some good potential once I can get the actual cards that I'm missing. So we're gonna go ahead and get right on into this profile. So I am playing a 60 card pile. So for the Dragon Rulers, I'm going full gas on 3 each of Blaster, Tempest, Redox, and Tidal. Because of the version that I play, these actually aren't too bad if you open them, because of some of the cards I'm going to be playing a little bit later on. I don't have them in this list yet, but I will be putting them in, and those are some of the cards that, like I said, I will get to when we get to them. For the babies, I'm on 3 Spectral, and then 1 of each of the Elemental babies, plus Nebulous. Nebulous, I'm probably not going to be playing in the final list, just because it's only really an extender if you open Spectral and another one of the main Dragon Rulers. So it's not that good, but for now, I'm going to be using it. Getting into Tenpai Engine, 3 Pydra, 1 Chandra, 1 Fadra, 1 Genroku. Ideally, I would like to bump this up to 2. I just don't have it yet. 1 Sangan Kaiman, 1 Sangan Summoning, and 3 Dora Dora. Believe it or not, actually, the Tenpai line in this deck actually does not just OTK. The Tenpai line is, if you're going first, it's the line that you go through if you want to set up Chasma and your Christia lock. So it can facilitate other stuff other than just OTKing, but it still can very easily OTK. Moving on, because it is still an OTK build, we're going with 3 Raigeki and 3 Dark Hole, 3 Lightning Storm. These are not supposed to be Dark Hole and Lightning Storm. 3 of these are supposed to be Molcharmi Perulia, and 3 are supposed to be Molcharmi Fualos. And then I'm also on 3 Keshtira Fenrir. These are supposed to be 3 Molcharmi Meowls. So these Molcharmies are the reason why the Dragon Rulers, if you open them, aren't that bad of a brick, because you can just discard the Molcharmies. Like if you're going first, you can discard the Molcharmies off of the effects of the Dragon Rulers to still summon them because you have all of the attributes, right? So if you open Redox and Meowls or Tempest and Fualos, you still have that play that you can just go into a rank 7. So you can make Chasma, you can make Eclipse, whatever the case may be. Pseudo starter, we have Bistio Magnamut and Goldsark. I also am on Dimension Shifter because I'm toxic. We have Triple Tactics Talent. Ideally, I would also have Thrust. I just don't have my hands on that yet. I'll get into what I would replace that for in a minute. Called By and Foolish. Foolish, this is not supposed to be Foolish Burial. This is supposed to be that Grasslook Screener, but it's on the way. But right now I just have it as Foolish Burial. We're on 3 Ash because Ash is just a good card. Plus it's a fire for Blaster. 2 Droll. And then 3 Imperm. 3 Imperm is the card that is supposed to be Triple Tactics Thrust. I just don't have it yet. But I would say Triple Tactics Thrust over Imperm. And then 3 copies of Nibiru to round out the main deck. Nibiru actually is good, not only just because it's Nibiru. We all know get nibbed, but also Spectral doesn't just need itself and another dragon. It can also be a light, which Nibiru is, fulfilling your light requirement to discard off of Spectral to get the combo rolling in that aspect. That is all for the main deck. Again, 60 card count. I do think that Dragon Ruler, especially Tenpai Dragon Ruler, is just better to play 60 because you can kind of like Branded, you can put a lot more gas into it. You can have, you know, all 3 or all 4 of your Dragon Rulers at 3 without them being too bricky and clogging things up. So that's all for the main deck. Extra deck, we are on 2 Chasma. The main reason this is in here is for a card that we have in the side deck. If you win or lose the dice roll, if you lose, more than likely you're going to go second. If you win, you can just choose to go second, so you can do, you know, typical Tenpai OTK. Once your opponent knows, though, that you're on Tenpai, there's a high likelihood that they're going to make you go first. In which case, in the side deck, we have an Archlord Christia that you can summon off of Chasma, excuse me, and just the Tenpai line. If you open Doradora, Chundra, or not Chundra, yeah, Chundra you couldn't, but Doradora or Pydra or Kaiman or Summoning, pretty much any Tenpai name except for Chundra or Fadra, any one of them can end you on a Chasma, which can get you to an Archlord Christia. And we have 1 Eclipse, 1 Disaster. Funnily enough, the last time I played this deck at Locals, I actually summoned Disaster 3 times. It was pretty fun. Tenpai line, we have standard Tenpai, 2 Vident, 1 Transcendent, 1 Trident. Pretty standard. I don't think, if you're playing a Tenpai build, I don't think this will ever change. We are on 1 Hieratic Seal, 1 Kui Belt. My other level 7 synchro is I play Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. Pretty much any other level 7 synchro will work. I've seen some people play like Black Rose. That's an option, I suppose. I just don't like it because you're wanting to play a level 7 synchro for going first. So Black Rose doesn't really do anything. But I suppose Black Rose could be good for if you're going Tenpai combo and your opponent negates Pydra, but you have Kaiman in hand. Or they activate, you know, Threatening Roar in 2026 for some reason, and just for whatever reason you can't conduct your battle phase, whatever the case may be. Or if going into your battle phase is just less than optimal, you could just Synchro 7 for Black Rose and blow up whatever board they've made. This is really just a flex spot up to personal player preference. I personally went with Odd Eyes because my deck is based around the battle phase primarily, if you're going second. So I went with Odd Eyes, but feel free to switch it up for whatever you like. Rank 7 Excesis, we're on number 11. Big Eye, Red Eyes Fairy Metal Dragon, and Dark Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation. And then this is also another flex spot, Striker Dragon. I personally think the better option is SP Little Knight, but there are some times where this comes up because you want to get more dragon names in the graveyard, especially if you don't have a way to get into that grass or you don't hard open it. You sometimes want to get extra dragon names in the graveyard. That way you can banish them to summon your dragon rulers. So again, up to player preference. I would personally play SP Knight, but I don't have one right now. So Striker Dragon is what I'm going with, just so you can get extra dragon names in the graveyard. Moving on to the side deck. I don't typically do side decks in most of my videos because they're largely up to player preference and whatever the meta is. But for this, I'm going to only show 2 cards, and that is Archlord Christia and Kawakimewa Drago for going first. Archlord Christia, as I explained, you can do that in your typical Tenpai Dragon combo. Or if your opponent just has that many interruptions and they just keep stopping you, if you can somehow get to 2 dragons on the field, that's it, 2 dragons on the field, then you can link into a Hieratic Seal and just say Seals Pass, and then bounce your opponent's normal summon and go into a Kawaki Mero Drago. If you need to, worst case scenario. But yeah, guys, that is the deck. Like I said, there's a couple things that I would like to switch out, but I just haven't been able to yet. But even with the deck that I have, I do still think it's very fun. And I do think it's got a decent amount of power to it. I don't think it is completely useless or not good. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. And remember, don't drown.